Welcome to the factory. It is with great pleasure that we invite you to not die. The god has requested another trial for you, and so we present you with this manifestation of a location you should be familiar with. Let the sins flow through you. If you want to keep your soul, we advise you to play along and not fall into the hands of the enemies. Familiar faces will come from your left and right hand side in the office. Use the camera pad in each night to keep track of where everyone is. Camera buttons with a fiery icon represents the rooms enemies start from, so you can know how many are coming for you and where in the factory they begin their hunt. Use door lights sparingly and close the doors when needed. Survive. This marks the end of this pre-recorded message. the control room. Enemies will hunt you down from behind, coming from the office. Unfortunately for you, the lights in the office are completely gone, but it has a motion detector. Use your cameras to track enemies and watch carefully as one of them enters the office room. Should you suspect someone resides in there, push the big red button to activate the motion sensor. The entire building's power will go out during scanning. Should the motion detector not detect any presence in the room, it will initiate a normal, slow power reboot, leaving you vulnerable for attack. Should the motion detector actually detect a presence, an emergency reboot will happen. You must send out an electroshock into the office to send the enemy back, and the power will be back immediately on a successful shock. Be careful, however. The different enemies coming for you will each require a different shock. Using the wrong shock has the opposite effect of pushing them back. Track enemies well. This marks the end of this pre-recorded message. Welcome to the Crossroads. You have chosen to stop in a hallway that does not feature a security camera. A wise choice. However, the entities will not leave you alone. They are still toying with you, taunting you, playing with you in the worst ways. They have infected your camera pad and the camera functionality is gone. You will instead need to play a digital game on your pad, featuring lives. Run out of lives, and you lose. Reach the end of their twisted game, they'll let you live another day. This marks the end of this pre-recorded message. Welcome to the corridor. For today, you will experience technical problems. We apologize for this inconvenience. You will only have access to a few of the security cameras, but they are all you need. One enemy alone is roaming around today, but he is not approaching your location in the same way as usual. He is roaming around freely. He wants to play a game of hide and seek. He moves from room to room freely and quickly, between the cellar, entrance 2, and the machinery. However, he can also move into your room from both sides, via entrance 2 and the machinery, as seen on your camera map layout. You won't be able to see him, as he'll either be behind you or around the corner, depending on where he comes from. From here, he can only walk back to the room he came from. Each time he moves to a new room, you should be able to hear him. It is important that you know his exact location at any time. Due to today's technical difficulties that we have prepared for you, the factory's power full shut down at random intervals, and everything will become pitch black. The enemy will stop moving. You will then get 10 seconds to flash the room the enemy is in, either in the corridor itself or through the camera system if he's in one of the other 3 rooms. Flash the room he's in, and he's spotted. The power will be back, he continues his game. Flash an empty room, and you lose power. Don't lose it all. This marks the end of this pre-recorded message. Welcome to Entrance 2. This room connects directly to the cellar and the corridor, where two entities are now coming from. The entity in the cellar is fast asleep and will slowly wake up and make his way to your room. Should he arrive, you will see him through the window to your right-hand side. Quickly shut the lights off to prevent him from seeing you, and he should return to the cellar. The entity from the corridor will most likely be more aggressive. Should he come into your room, flash the lights at him to push him back. Both of them require quick actions should they come into your room. But there's a twist. You cannot flash the room while the lights are off, and it will be too dark to see the entity coming from the corridor if the lights are off. In other words, it's difficult to handle both at the same time. Therefore, it is important to try and split up their arrivals. As long as the entity from the cellar hasn't left his room yet, you can put him back to sleep with the digital music box, which will require manual rewinding after each use. This should help you make sure they don't approach you at the same time. This marks the end of this pre-recorded message.